This video is on inserting a shape into your slideshow and then formatting it with color and text. So what we're talking about is creating these shapes that you will use as kind of like buttons in your trivia game. So I'm going to go to a blank slide and kind of talk you through how you want to do this. So the first thing you want to be sure of is that you do not have any text boxes below or under where your shapes are going to be. So for example, there's a text box on this slide. What I'm going to do, I am going to use it for part of my question, but I'm going to move it out of the way so that my question is up here, and then my choices for my shapes that I'm going to put in are going to be down here on the slide. Notice there are no text boxes underneath it. The reason I point that out to you is if you have a text box underneath your shapes and you go to link them, sometimes they interfere with each other and it makes it difficult for your linking to work. So I would just suggest you start off and make sure there's nothing underneath your shapes. Okay, so this is where my question would be, and let's do, we'll do an easy one. Type of food is. Okay, so there's my question, and I'm going to insert my shape, and that's just right here under Insert and Shape, and then you select the shape that you want to use, and I think I'm going to go with the circle again, but you can use any shape that has enough surface area that you can add text to it. Okay, so in other words, it would be difficult to use something like a lightning bolt. You wouldn't have much space across the front of it to type in words. So on this one, I'm going to use circles. And once you choose a shape, notice that my cursor has turned into a cross, a thin black cross. I'm going to click, and then I'm just dragging to draw my shape. And when I get it the size that I want it, I just release my mouse, and now the shape is ready for me to format it. So as far as adding color to your shape, you're just going to come up here to your shortcut bar. This little paint bucket is fill color. Fill color means the inside. So we're just going to come up here. For this one, I'm going to choose this green. And then sometimes it's nice to add a contrasting border to it. This is your border color button. So I'm going to use this, and let's go with a purple. And then often what you need to do is make your border thicker. So this is the border weight button. You're just going to click there. Lots of times I use 4. I think that's kind of a good one. So then I'm going to adjust this and just make it the exact size that I want it. And remembering that I need to get 3 across here, so I got to think about that. And now I am ready to add some words to this. So I'm going to do a right click on my shape, and you'll notice that this comes up, Edit Text. So I'm going to choose that, and now you'll see that my cursor is blinking inside of the shape. That means I am ready to type inside here. So I'm going to say, is it American? Okay, now what you're going to notice here, first thing is, you want your alignment, meaning where your words are, to make sense in the shape. So generally, what you want is it to be centered so that it looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to center that using the alignment button up here. And then remember that you're doing this as a presentation. So this is a pretty small font, and people out in your audience probably wouldn't be able to see it very well. So I would suggest that you experiment a little bit. I'm going to change my font. I'm going to make my font bigger. And sometimes you just have to do it until you get it where you want it. This is your text color. So again, you can change that to something that you like. I changed it to white there. So once you get your shape the way you like it, an easy way for you to quickly do your slideshow is to now just copy and paste this twice and then just change the word in the middle. So that will save you from trying to make it look symmetrical and redrawing the shapes 3 times on each slide. So what I'm going to do is just right click on it, and I'm going to tell it to copy. And then you're going to click off of the shape. You've got to click away from it so there's no blue borders around it. Click off of it and hit paste. And then it pastes in another one, and you just are going to move it to the side. And then again, you have to click off of the shape. If you don't click off of the shape, it will replace the shape you're clicked on with whatever you paste in. So that's why you have to make sure you click off of it. So I'm here on a blank part. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste again. And here is my third button. I'm going to place it where it looks nice on the slide. Okay. So make sure that you pay attention to your spacing. So here, all I have to do is now just change this to my other choices. And I'm done. My shapes are formatted and they look consistent. They're all the same, and I didn't have to struggle to try to get them the right way. So the best way to do your shapes is to do one, make it exactly the way you want it, and then copy and paste it for the other two choices. Now, you may remember what I did on mine to even save me more time is by category, I used the same design. So for example, on this one, I had the pink background and the blue shapes all through this category, my family category. And then when I switched categories, I just changed the way it looked. Now it's yellow background and a different type of shape for my choice. So that's a good way to have your slideshow have consistency through the categories and be interesting.